What is good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video, and in this one, I'm going to be talking about the one and only Tesla stock and what you should be looking after for the future. I'm also going to break down what's going on with the market right now for the pre-market, what's going on with Elon Musk, with the debt ceiling, and the news coming out later on that will affect Tesla, SPY, QQQ, and many tickers out there. Before I break anything down about all these different tickers, before I talk about NVIDIA as well, let me just mention a couple of things before starting. Firstly, I am not a financial planner. Take none of this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, it benefits the entire community as a whole. And finally, don't forget about the Moomoo link down below and in the description. If you deposit $100 into the account, you are guaranteed up to 12 free stocks, and it can be worth up to $2,000. The offer ends very, very soon. Check it out before they run out. Now, anyways, let's talk about the market, what's happening now with Tesla, what's happening with the market right now. All right, so Tesla is down about $1.20 or 0.59% at the time I'm recording this. And so far, when it comes to Shanghai, we don't have any massive news that came out involving Elon Musk, unfortunately. Now, Tesla was pumping because of all of this talk about Elon Musk unveiling a new Model 3, and all these different articles were saying he's going to do it. He's going to do it. And so far, it looks like he left Shanghai without even doing it. That is negative for Tesla moving forward. Now, if Elon Musk has some other update for us, we could still see Tesla jump. But for now, looking at this, it doesn't really look like he's doing anything. He didn't really do anything involving the Model 3. He did say some very positive things about Shanghai. He met up with many different individuals there. But the news is saying that he didn't really yield any concrete deals. And on top of that, he may be leaving for Texas like right now. So he could be going back to Texas now. It doesn't look like we got any unveiling for the new model or anything like that. And Tesla pumped, in anticipation of this news. Now that it didn't happen, we might see Tesla cool off a little bit. However, there's another catalyst, and that's going to be the debt ceiling. Uh, Good news came out. We saw the House pass the debt ceiling bill, and now it's going to be heading to the Senate. However, the market didn't really get a very big reaction in the pre-market. It didn't really do anything. It's basically in the same place it was yesterday. And we're just going to have to wait and see how it reacts to this as soon as we open. Because typically what happens is when we open, we see a surge in volatility, a surge in volume the second the market opens. And we're going to see if this could help the market pump based off particular levels. However, at the same time, don't forget about some big data that's coming out. We have a lot of big data coming out from the jobs reports and other things like that. So far, we got the initial jobless claims report right over here. It was very close to expectations, a little bit hot, and that is good for the Fed because we're starting to see more and more weakness from the jobs sector. However, later on, we have the PMI report, so don't forget about that. We have the S&P Global PMI for the manufacturing side coming out 15 minutes after open. So don't worry too much about how the market opens and what we're doing. Even if it does pump thanks to like the debt ceiling news, this could change after 15 minutes depending on the PMI report. This is a very a very important recessionary indicator. And then 30 minutes after open or after the next 15 minutes at 10 o'clock a.m., we have the manufacturing PMI. This is going to affect the market as well, and this could change direction because we have so much data coming out at about 10 o'clock a.m., and then we have some natural gas data at about 10:30, not as important. So for the first about 30 minutes, expect lots of volatility after all of this manufacturing data that comes out. And the market's going to set its direction depending on that. So far, initial jobless claims were a little bit hot. That is technically what the Fed is wanting. And this is going to help to drive inflation down to some degree. So now let's break down these charts just briefly. What's going on with SPY? I mean, right now it's only up 0.06% in the pre-market. It's basically flat right now, not really doing anything. Let me just also add that when it comes to the price action, SPY is technically just below 418. If we want to turn very bullish and get a bullish reaction, we're going to want to see this thing break and hold 418.5 flat. And if we do that, then we could see SPY make its way up to 420 and then 421, which is where we have major resistance. To be very bullish, you have to break 421. For now, SPY is just below it, so make sure you watch resistance around 418.5 into the open. If we're bearish, okay, if there's a bearish move to be made, you're going to be watching support around this 417.5 area. followed by 417 flat. If both of those break, it's going to likely retest the 200 EMA, which is at 416.34 as of right now. Now, I also want to add that on the 30-minute time frame, the market is going to likely cool off a bit. We have this potential bearish cross on the 30-minute time frame, so we might get a slight cool off and a retest of the hourly EMA right over here, the hourly 200 EMA. Watch this very, very carefully. For now, we might see this thing get into the lower 417s into open, and we'll see how it reacts to support from there. For the QQQ, it's no different. It's actually a little bit down too in the pre-market. Now, with the QQQ being here on the hourly time frame, it is still above the 50 EMA. We're going to be watching this as support. Watch this very carefully. This 347.15 support around this area. You got to watch that carefully. If it breaks below this, if it breaks below the 50, that's going to be a bearish signal. We might see the QQQ get closer to 345 if that breaks. On top of this, if we get a bounce from here and this thing starts pumping, you have to watch 349 resistance. Break above that, it's going to fly into the 350s or very close to 350 or higher than that. So watch support and resistance very carefully. So far with the dead ceiling, we're not getting much of a reaction from the markets. The markets are just very, very flat. And for Tesla, this is very interesting. Tesla's a little bit in the red now. It wasn't very happy about Elon Musk. Elon Musk was supposed to unveil the new model in Shanghai, and the news is saying that he didn't do that. And on top of that, he's just heading to Texas right now. So we didn't get the news we were hoping for. And most of these news articles were just saying the same thing, and yet it just didn't happen. Now, as for Tesla, we got this crazy pump yesterday. But remember, we had this strong resistance between 204 to 205. To turn very bullish on Tesla, you got to break that range. If it breaks above that, it's going to fly to 207, then 209, and then 210 plus. For now, it's looking less likely unless we get some kind of catalyst, and so far I'm not really seeing it. If Tesla does end up coming down, you're going to be watching support right about here. So that's like where the previous range was. It's going to be closer to about this 202 zone. If that fails us, there's 200.47, then 200, followed by 199, 198, and then 195 on Tesla. Those are the zones to watch for on Tesla, so be very careful with it. But now let me break down what the technicals are telling us for the pre-market. For the pre-market, let me bring up the extended hours. For the pre-market, it's just not looking as great for Tesla. We got a bearish cross on the 30-minute time frame. It is trending a little bit down, and we do have this imbalance all the way down to like this is around 199, almost a little bit below that. So there's a good chance it might test that if it breaks below the 50 EMA. So we're going to be watching 200. Watch the 200 zone I was talking about. It's going to likely test that. If that fails us, we're going to make our way down to this imbalance at 199, very close to open. That's most likely what's going to happen, a bit of a cool off, because we didn't get much bullish news from Elon Musk. But always be wary of the news. The market is just not reacting to the debt ceiling bill just yet. And I'm just going to be very patient and watch what happens. For now, just wait for the data on Tesla. Don't forget that 15 minutes after open, we have the PMI report from the manufacturing side, then even more PMI data for the first 30 minutes. And for now, we'll just have to be very patient. But all I can really tell you is for now, the technicals are looking a little bit more bearish to start off the day on SPY and Tesla. As of right now, this could all change depending on the data. So just be very patient and watch the levels very, very carefully. All right. Now, with Elon Musk, I mean, the whole event was a bummer. I mean, I didn't really hear anything extremely significant that happened in Shanghai. He arrived very late last night in Shanghai, and there was no model in unveiling, despite all of the news saying that that was going to happen. Now he's leaving for Texas, so I hope he has a safe flight. And we will see if there are any new updates from Elon Musk later on. Maybe he could be surprising us about something in Texas. We'll have to wait and see. All right, so just pay attention to the news and do what you have to do, guys. I thank you all so much for listening. Have a great day. Get ready and watch these levels. The market's going to be very volatile very soon. Thank you. Tesla to the moon alongside the whole market. Get ready for market open and peace out.